Hello everybody and welcome back for another episode of Indie Impressions. My name is Nick and today we're going to be checking out a game called Temper by developer Lonely Troll Productions with music by A Thorny Succulent. And you might actually remember this developer from a couple of prior videos I've done, one of which was on a game called Wall of Fingers, which is an LD game, and another one which was on Spiritual Destiny, which was from the Katamari Jam on Game Jolt. This game in particular was actually made for a group of jams, apparently. I didn't know that you could do this, but I guess you can make one game and then distribute it a bunch, any and all jams that are basically, attributable to. So this is from the NES Jam on itch.io and War and Hate Jam and Multi Jam 2. I don't know much about any of those jams, but I definitely want to take a look into them because, the more games, the merrier, I suppose. And what we're looking at today is a game that's a side-scroller with a bit of a twist to it, of course. There's always a twist. Our character actually has a demon welling up inside him or her and has to expel that demon every so often, and where the person expels that demon matters. So, why don't I start it up and we will break down the gameplay a little bit. So, I have a demon inside me, it feels good to let it out. I walk around with arrow keys as usual, and I press spacebar to expel this demon. Now you can see that bar on the bottom is always depleting. When it gets to empty, it will actually expel my demon automatically, as you will see here. And from here on in, I will continue to walk to the right. At the top left, that's actually a life bar, essentially. We get so many nuggets of either taking damage from other demons or bothering people with our own, I suppose. And that's where this game kind of differentiates itself, other than the art style and the fantastic music. Also, how many other games have you had where you needed to actively avoid NPCs, or you basically take damage yourself? Well, I guess a few, but not so many with an NES style. So it reveals itself periodically without consent. And we'll just continue walking to the right. This background is so cool. It reminds me a lot of, like, that one episode of Ren and Stimpy where they go to another planet, and there's just these weird thingamabobs floating around everywhere, like angry Martian stuff. I don't know. I've seen it hurt others, but it always hurts me more. So if I wanted to, I could shoot that blue dude over there, and we would have problems. I'm going to try and actively avoid that, like I said, because at the beginning of the game, we can generally get away with that. Oh, well, I hit that one person by accident there. So we'll continue to pursue, not hurting people, and I should reach another one of those weird flappy tongue doors, which should let me out. They kind of look like tongues, right? It's an interesting presentation in general, too. Like, I kind of like how the people in this all seem to have, like, hoods on and walk on 2 feet with, like, little points at the end and don't seem to have arms. I've tried just letting it out at plants, but it just feels silly. So yeah, I could hurt plants, I suppose, with this, but it still hurts me. In return. Then, though, the other thing is you might have to make decisions later on somewhat strategically about what you let the demon hit. Because this game actually had surprisingly more levels than I would have expected. I played it for about maybe 5 to 10 minutes. I'm not really sure exactly how long, but I ended up getting to a level where I actually couldn't beat it anymore. So it gets pretty periodically hard as we jump to the more difficult challenges here. I should avoid others. They may have demons of their own. So this character here with the yellow hoodie seems to have his or her own demons, so I will do as the little nameplate thing says and try and not hit them. Oh, well, that's what happens. Now we know. So we've got some retaliatory action here. I've learned to like walls. Yeah, I can't really get into trouble when I scream at a wall, right? It's kind of interesting, too, to see this very much a metaphorical idea for a game, like people have demons and need to let them out every now and then, turn into a very literal platformer with actual, like, direct repercustions for allowing your demon to escape. Also, I kind of like that the demon is very creepy. It reminds me a little bit of the angry dog things from Super Meat Boy that chase you around in hell. Obviously a little bit different, but similar demonic appearance to some extent. So I think at this point, we're just going to kind of pursue getting through each level as efficiently as possible, and we're going to have to deal with all of the varieties of different things that we've run into so far hitting us at the same time. So you can see there I used that plant rather strategically to defuse my demon so the person behind it didn't end up taking damage, which then would have resulted in me taking more damage, I believe. So we've got to look for whatever outs we can to try and make things work out. If I could shoot the stairs, even better. And I don't know if this comes into play quite yet, but I believe it will pretty soon. Actually, I think it is actually already going. When I walk near people, I tend to need to expel the demon more quickly. When I walk near plants, I believe it goes slightly more slowly. So if you watch the bar tick down at the bottom, if I walk near a plant, you'll see what I mean. But that actually does play into things a little bit because, well, we want to try it. Yeah, plants relax the demon, people aggravate it. So you can see... should be a little slower. I can't entirely tell a different... oh, there it is. Okay, it's when I'm walking through a pile of them that it seems to change a little. And whatever these animals are is like a weird dog with a long neck. And it sort of has like a raptor-shaped body or something. Not exactly raptor. And then a chicken duck thing sitting there with red eyes being creepy. Yeah, turkey duck? I don't know. I don't really know what that animal is. Plucked turkey, maybe. And a very angry cat for some reason. Maybe we're metaphorically walking through, like, a farm city area. Like, this is a trading post, and there's animals, and there's people gathered around, and your character's having, like, a really bad anxiety attack. And it even seems like the cats are out to get me. Uh-oh, that was a big mistake. Will I make it through? I will. Things get kind of close at the end here. And, yeah, this is kind of how things go. I think you kind of get the pattern. But it's just an interesting presentation. I wanted to show this one off because I really like the look of it, I like the sound of it. Surprisingly more deep than I would have expected at first glance. I mean, I've played a lot of games that function in a similar way as to be like a platformer with a twist, but I feel like this one actually has enough to offer that it's definitely worth talking about. And I'm pretty sure you could make some interesting metaphorical analyses about the character and various life situations and such. This one starts to get a little bit confusing, like I'm not really sure what to do here. I guess I just sort of walk as quickly as possible and then hope that the positioning ends up working out. Doesn't feel like it's gonna though most of the time. I could try and like maybe shoot one of those goose animal things here, just so I don't have to get into trouble down here, but like, how am I gonna avoid taking damage from these guys? There's just a freaking pile there. Maybe I can like knock them backward or something with my own demon, or... what happens when I even shoot? Yeah, I don't know. I don't actually know what to do with this situation. So I guess there's a little bit of a puzzle element to this as well, as unexpectedly as that shows up. Maybe I could just like hide behind the goose on the bottom floor. I'm not sure what to do with this. I really want to figure it out though. Let's stand over here. Maybe, will the demon hit that? No? Just trying to see if maybe I could regen some health or something before I head on into the next area. Doesn't seem like that's possible though. Anyway, I think I'll wrap things up here. Short video today, but I guess we kind of get the point at this point. You know, you could give it a try. Let me know if you solved this level or how you did it or what you generally think about a premise like this. I definitely enjoy this music a lot, like I said, so I'm going to go and check out this musician more, and I think you should as well. I'll put links for everybody, as I always do, in the description. So you can go ahead and play this if you'd like. There will be a link in the description for the browser version of the game, so you can feel free to just pop this right open. You don't even have to download anything. Maybe that's just a timing thing. I felt like if I timed it just right, maybe it would have faded away before I walked into it. Seems like very, very close timing, though, if it is that. Anyway, that's going to be it for today. Thank you, as always, for watching. If you enjoyed the video, consider leaving a like. It helps me out continuing to spread the word about new and fascinating and strange indie games, especially when we get into some of these Game Jam games that don't really get much coverage. That's one of the things that I feel, well, I like to believe anyway, that my series really helps, you know, propel, is encouraging developers to work on games like this that are a little bit off-kilter and outside of the box, and maybe don't take a huge investment of time or money to make. That's the hope anyway. So I will see you all tomorrow. Thank you again for watching, and I hope you have a fantastic night.